So today on Concert Scrapbook, we are going to be talking about Starcatcher. Starcatcher was obviously the second tour I went for Greta. I went to 5 shows. So we have St. Paul, we have Chicago, we have Detroit, and then we have Grand Rapids and Milwaukee. So we have a handful to talk about. Let's get started. So first on the agenda, we have St. Paul. I went with my friend Sarah. It was also our first show together. And we also went to Chicago together. And I'm going to tell you guys the set list. So for this set list, we have The Falling Sky, Fate of the Faithful, Indigo Streak, Sacred the Thread, Love Reliever, The Archer, Meeting the Master, Light My Love, Heat Above, Highway Tune, When the Curtain Falls, Farewell for Now, Drum Solo, Way Are Your Life, and Black Smoke Rising. St. Paul was crazy. Not only it was like one of the first few of Starcatcher, it was like just like another concert that I'm just so excited for, basically. We were in Minnesota, obviously, and we had driven there, so Sarah lives in Wisconsin, and I'm from Michigan, so it was like a meetup, basically. I went to Sarah's house, and then we went to Minnesota together. We had pit seats, so not the pit itself, but like there were seats behind us, or like seats behind the pit, and we had second row seats on Jake's side, which was crazy because I did not expect to see Jake that close, ever. Especially after Dreams in Gold, okay? Like, I didn't expect that. As per usual, we get there, and we wait out in line, talk to people, like doing all the cute little things. Didn't really have to camp because we had seats. So we got there a little later, we chilled out, we got water, and then we got to help with the Light My Love project, which was really cool. We got to pass out like little slips for each color. Each section had each color, and during Light My Love, we all got to like flash our phones inside the piece of paper to make the color. Because during Light My Love, it's the rainbow. So like the whole arena was like a rainbow. It was really awesome. That experience was so awesome just because Jake was so close. Me and Sarah were just vibing, having the time of our lives. Hearing Meeting the Master for the first time live was crazy, because at the time I was a big Meeting the Master stan. Meeting the Master is one of the biggest, especially when Jake plays Norwegian Wood. I have a lore with Norwegian Wood because I've listened to Norwegian Wood since I was like in middle school. The fact that he was playing it right before Meeting the Master had me by a chokehold. Like, please, you're killing me, Smalls, you're killing me. The people around us at the show were really nice. A lot of them were older men drinking, but it was a good time. Crazy, because after the show, because you know, Sarah and I were like screaming almost every lyric. Like, we obviously were fans, you know what I mean? Like, they knew we were fans, like the people next to us. These 2 drunk men got up like when Josh was passing out roses. I had given one to the guy. I was like, oh my god, that's so fucking hilarious. So this man was like holding this rose the whole time. It was so funny. Towards the end of the show, like right when Sarah and I were leaving, I was crying because like we had a good time. It was great. Drove back to the hotel. So this dude tapped me on the shoulder like this, and I was like, you know what I mean? Because I'm scared. Like, am I, like, what's gonna happen? It's like, you guys, he goes, you, out of all people, were so dedicated to the show. Like, you could tell he was wasted. And he was like, you were so dedicated to the show. I loved watching your energy grow. You're so awesome. And then he hands me the rose that Josh gave him. I said, what? This is not for me. He goes, this is for you. And I was like, oh my god. She's wilted, but she's great. She's in pristine condition. So this is my rose. It's officially almost 2 years old. It'll be 2 years old in September. I cherish her. I cherish it. Even though the drunk guy gave it to me, I was still like, I was like, wait, what the frick? So now we're gonna be talking about Chicago. Now, Chicago was a couple days after, so we have these beautiful pictures and set lists. It's gonna be the same because they didn't really change a lot of the set list, but so Chicago was actually crazy too. We had Sarah's dad take us to the venue and we waited. We had Sammy's side seats. Sammy, like, we were right by Sammy's stage because Sarah loves Sam to death. So she's like, well, you get your Jake show and I get my Sam show. I said, perfect. So we were talking to the people in line. We're having a good time, you know, the same usual. We also had made signs. Unfortunately, the venue didn't let us bring them in. And as you can tell, like, oh, that's like a professional picture, Lexi. Who took it? Lewis Evans took our photo in the line. And we didn't realize that until like 5 minutes later. We're just like talking amongst ourselves in the line, and he comes up to us and we're like freaking out, like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, like, you guys' outfits look really awesome. And I was like, thank you. And he's like, your guys' signs are also really cool. I was like, yeah, obviously mine says, Jake, would you pick me? And Sarah's says, Sammy, draw me a tattoo. Lewis was like, can I take a picture of you guys with your signs? We're like, oh yeah, of course. So we take our picture, or he takes our picture, and he's like, thank you guys so much. We're like, yeah, no problem. And then we realized it after like 5 minutes. We're like, that's their photographer that just took our photo. We freak out. I call my parents.
Like, Mommy, Daddy, they took a picture of us.
Months later, after the first leg of Starcatcher, and I remember being at work, coming into work actually, and then I get an email from the Electric Tomb, and I was like, oh, like, I'm just gonna check it out real quick. I was like, oh, it's a digital tour design, like, this is really cool. Me and Sarah are in there. I don't know what page, but there's like a dedicated fans section, and there's a picture of us in there, and that's where that picture comes from. And oh my god, I'll never forget it. It's like, had Sam on our side, and he's like doing his little Sammy, his little shimmy. Just to give a little, actually, I'm just gonna put the video in. But basically what happened was we forget that, like, the boys, like, after they get off of the B stage, they walk by the seating. So we're freaking out. We're like, oh my god, like, Sam's gonna walk up to us, like, blah, blah, blah. I get my phone out. I feel bad, like, whenever I have my phone out because it feels disrespectful. Basically, Sam touched our hands and said hello to us. It was such an memory. Oh my god. I was like, hi, Sam. And he's like, hello. I was like, oh my god, you're real. Why? Other than that, Chicago was amazing. Light My Love is always amazing. I'm always going to talk about Light My Love because Light My Love is always such a sentimental thing for me. Next we have is Detroit. And oh my goodness, I loved Detroit because it was my first B stage show where I wasn't camping, I wasn't doing anything. It was me and my dad, we went together. We got there a little earlier than, even though we had seats. Our seats were like right by the B stage. It was, the B stage moment was so amazing. It was so sentimental. I just loved it so much. As we know, Jake, Sam, and Danny walk out of the venue and talk to fans that night. And I didn't get there till like halfway when they were like meeting fans. I was like, this is it, you know what I mean? Because obviously, you guys know, I've been wanting to meet Jake for a long time. So I was like, oh my god, like, this is it. So then, as soon as I get there, they all went inside. And I was like, oh, it's okay, like, I was like, maybe it wasn't my chance, I guess, I don't know. But I wasn't gonna disappoint myself because I was already here and I know I was gonna have a really good time. So my dad and I got food, and then we went to our seats, This was more of a chiller show just because it was with my dad and he got to relax and stuff while I was doing my thing. The girls next to me at Detroit were really nice. I got to talk to them. Oh, how long have you been a fan? I was like, oh, I've been a fan since like 2021. They're like, oh my God, that's really dedicated. I said, yeah, like my 5th show. I think it was my 5th show. Yeah, my fifth Greta show. That's really cool. They were talking to me about their shows. It was really nice. And I also brought a sign that says, Jake, would you pick me? But I put it in my shirt because they threw my other sign away. So I was like, I'm not gonna make this, you know what I mean? Amazing show. And the B stage was really cool. Seeing all of them, like, that was like my first time seeing all of them really up close like that. And then as soon as I seen Josh and he's seen my stupid ass, he was like, hello? I said, hi Josh, hello. Dad was also like live streaming it from his TikTok, which was also fucking hilarious. On Twitter was like, oh, please follow this account for live streams. It's my dad. He's fucking live streaming it. So yeah, that was a whole thing. It was a good home show. It was great. So now we're gonna talk about Grand Rapids, which is my 4th Starcatcher show. Wow. Anyways, I was number 38 in line. I actually was camping for this one. Whoever started a line started the line at like 3 a.m. So we all had to go and line up basically. Number 38 on the venue wristband, because then they honored our line and then we got to take a shower and get ready and do all the cute little things. I got a really good spot. Half of my friends wanted Sammy's side, so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go Jake's side. I got Jake's catwalk barricade by myself. I was like, what? What? Somebody must have drawn me somewhere. I don't know where, but yes, so I did get a catwalk barricade on Jake's side. Initially saw me in my dragon suit, which I'll put up here. It's a really memorable moment because that was like the first time, like, probably not really, I didn't really get much interaction with Jake just because I wanted to like experience it. Seeing everything up close is always so much different than hearing it from the back, because you're just like, wow, they're literally right there. What? And lastly, we have Milwaukee. Milwaukee was also a really nice show. We initially didn't get our wristbands until after the line was kicked off of not kicked off of the building, but like honored it. So, but they were still like giving out wristbands. 125. It was still a good spot. I was able to get Jake catwalk as 2nd row. Don't know how I get these spots. I literally don't know how I get these spots. Also, hearing Mirador at Grand Rapids and Milwaukee was also amazing. It was my first time hearing Mirador. Obviously, I'm gonna support my man, so we're supporting Mirador and Greta. I love you, Mirador. If I haven't said it yet, I love you. I love you guys so much. It was also really fun because I got to stand with some really cool people. We got to have fun, dance around, and, you know, do all the things. It was a really memorable show because it was like the last Starcatcher show that I went to. Like, crying. I was bawling my eyes out at the end of the show. So obviously, you know how they do with walking by and things like that. Danny walked by me. I was like, hi, Danny. I did have Jake walk by me. I have a photo proof. He did walk by me, but we didn't lock eyes. I was kind of scared and shy, obviously, because I was like, oh my God, this is it. Like, hey. Just kind of went like this and walked by because they were just rushing them back to the stage. So I didn't really get a chance to like do anything, but it was so cool that I got to see him like in his form. I'm 5'4", so for reference, I think he was like at least right here. So maybe like to my height. Other than that, Starcatcher was a memorable tour. I loved every minute of it. It was amazing. I wish I could redo it all over again because of how amazing it was. All the moments I've had with friends. I consider Greta Van Fleet as my family just because I've supported them for so long, it feels like. Doing these shows is so amazing. Able to be a part of this big community makes me happy. For reference, I'm wearing my Starcatcher shirt, as you probably can tell for this video. So yeah, that was my Starcatcher experience. I hope you guys loved the video. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You guys can. And I'll see you guys in the next video, and as always, all my love.